I know you do a lot of stuff on YouTube now. Did that start around the same time or?
I don't do YouTube as much anymore just because
Okay.
it takes up a lot of time. It's so much easier to go and just make a TikTok. I mean, YouTube is rewarding too, but I was a YouTube kid growing up, so YouTube also has my heart, and I love a lot of YouTubers as well.
I got to get into that. I remember shoes.
Yeah, no, I remember.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was in middle school when Shoes came out, and I remember girls singing it in like just like in the locker room.
Yeah, that and muffins.
Muffins.
Oh yeah, muffins, totally.
Banana.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those.
We're the
And of course,
same, yeah.
Leave Britney
Yeah.
Alone. That was a big
Yeah.
one.
Oh man. And Chocolate Rain. We got all those like classic YouTube videos.
Yeah.
What,
There's
what was
like-
the my he my?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Numa Numa. Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yep.
then there's Charlie the Unicorn was a big one too.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know which
All the
one
weird
still has
stuff.
my heart though? Scarlet Takes a Tumble. My favorite
God.
all-time. Welcome to the show, everybody. Today we have the wonderful Maddie Kirby. Welcome to our show.
Hi, thank you guys for having me.
Of course. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, so we were really excited to talk to you. I mean, you started off on TikTok way before, actually, a lot of our guests, if not most of our guests. I think it was September 2017. You had your first video on there. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got started?
Yeah, I got started by, I think I was sitting on the Max line here in Portland, which is like our version of transportation. And I heard some kids talking about Musically. It was Musically then. And at the time I was working at a toy company. And so I was looking for a new app that I could get onto that could replace the hole in my heart when Vine left. Because I was doing Vines and I loved the community on there, made a lot of friends. But I just heard some kids talking about this cool app, and they were fighting about the videos that they were going to post, and I looked into it, and the rest was history, and I got on there and started posting.
That's awesome.
yeah, it's
So actually you're only the second person that we've talked to that actually started on Musically. Was it weird like how different is TikTok from Musically now? It's just a whole different world, right?
Yeah, it's way different. There was no algorithm. Back then I got popular because these two twin girls that were really popular on Musically liked my Musically. And then you would find people's videos by going and looking at the people that you followed and looking at what they liked and
Wow.
going through their liked
Gotcha.
videos. And I was getting all of these comments saying, oh my God, Leah, I think Leah and Lena or something, they're all they liked your video, and oh my gosh, that's so cool. And I had no idea who these people are. And so that's how, yeah, it changed a lot from going from looking at people's liked videos to having this, For You page.
Yeah.
Right.
Changed. And like just the style of videos too. There wasn't a lot of comedy then. There was mostly people lip syncing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, people dancing. And so kind of stepping into the comedy space was different on there.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about that, about comedy. How'd you get into comedy?
I've always liked to make skits ever since I was little. I was like the kid that would always make funny videos for projects in school. And so I kind of just wanted to have that outlet. And I like meeting other people that are kind of weird and like to make fun videos just because it's just a creative outlet.
That's great. I mean, we're going to put this on YouTube, so
Yeah.
that's good. But I should definitely get into that more.
Do you remember I don't remember what the video was about or anything, but the lady with the clown mask who like hits her head into the TV or something?
I don't think I know that
You
one.
don't remember that
I think
one?
you got
Oh.
into a dark part of YouTube.
I think that
maybe.
was-
No, it was a really popular
That was just a
video.
nightmare you had as a kid.
That might have been a nightmare. Oh, let's talk about kids. Let's talk about this.
Let's talk about nightmares and kids.
Yeah, let's talk about this. You have the creepiest daughter, quote unquote, on your TikTok, Charlotte.
Yeah.
Talk
Yeah.
about Charlotte.
Where does Charlotte come from?
First off, first off, kids are
Besides
creepy
hell.
to begin with. They're some of the creepiest things to me as kids. So yeah, talk about Charlotte.
I think that I must have like read an article or talked to my mom. I think my mom was telling me like these creepy things that kids will tell you because my mom, she delivers babies and stuff. So they talk about kids all the time and people will share stories at work. And I think that somebody had a story about their kid came in at night, like sleepwalking, and said something like like I want to kill you or something. Like that sounds really extreme, but kids say weird stuff. And I don't know if they were sleepwalking or not, or whatever they said, or they said like there's a ghost in the corner, stuff like that. That's just super unsettling. And so I think it came from that. And I also I love Sour Patch Kids. And I think one of the first ones was a Sour Patch Kid video. And that was the one that like really took off. And I still have people that quote it and come to my TikTok all the time. And they're like, oh my God, that was the first video I ever saw on TikTok, because it blew up the time that TikTok was really taking off. And they made that switch. And so that was the first TikTok that a lot of people saw.
I want to talk about Sour Patch Kids, because you seriously won my heart with that. I love Sour Patch Kids so much, but I do want to stay on the kids
made from children
part. I don't care what they're made from, as long as they're Sour Patch Kids.
As long as they're good.
But yeah, still okay. Let's keep on Charlotte, because I like I said, I do want to get to Sour Patch Kids, but I was one of those creepy kids. I was a creepy kid. I remember I would, in the middle of the night when I was a kid, I would get scared because, and you talked about this in one of your other videos, but I would like think of like scary things that happened during the day or movies or something like that, and I would wake up in the middle of the night and I would go into my parents' room, and I didn't want to wake them because I didn't want them to be mad, so I'd just stand over their bed and watch them until they would wake up. And then, and thinking about it now, obviously that's really creepy, but I was one of those creepy kids, so I was Charlotte.
Maybe I was too, because I would sleepwalk all the time.
Did you?
And come in, and then my mom would have no idea what was going on. I would just talk about something random or school that I was worried about, which isn't as creepy, but that would be terrifying to have a kid just standing over you when you wake up.
I don't think I ever did that. I think I was just like that annoying, weird little kid that was just like, "Ma, wake up! Hey!"
I was too shy. I was too quiet, and like I just didn't want to bug them, I guess.
I was somewhere in between. I didn't want to bug them, but I was scared, so I didn't want to leave them alone. So I just stared at them.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, there were some hilarious one-liners, and not just even the Sour Patch videos, but I'm trying to think of them right now. But so we watched a lot of your videos. You have so many videos, which is incredible, and that's why you've grown such a presence on TikTok. But in these Charlotte videos, and even when you don't even call her Charlotte, like just a little girl talking about things, some of the one-liners were just hilarious. And obviously you have a knack for comedy writing,
and dark comedy specifically.
Comedy.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of what I gravitate towards in general.
Do you typically like, is that your go-to comedy to watch? Like, I mean, like Wilfred's a dark comedy, like things like that.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably where it comes from. I just feel like maybe that's just what I naturally write, and that's kind of what worked for me, and then I just dove into it more.
Well, since you naturally write stuff like that, what does your For You page look like?
That's a good question. I feel like the For You page, though, is a little bit different now compared to what it used to be.
Of course, yeah.
It's definitely filled with dark comedy. It's millennial stuff. It knows that I was born in 1993, which is kind of weird. Mm-hmm. Like I get into specific stuff like that. I got cats, a lot of like grandmas, like that are really aggressive grandmas, like that just like cuss to the camera and are just like, hell yeah. Like I
love them.
Yeah. Like that's kind of what my For You page looks like. And then it will change just based on if I liked one thing, then all of a sudden I'm on a completely different part of TikTok.
Also, I feel a little bit old now just because you said middle school was for like shoes and those videos, but you said you were born in 93, so that means I was in high school.
You were in high school. Yeah, I was born in 92. We got that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we are similar. Yeah.
Yeah. So actually that's funny that you mentioned that, because I feel like sometimes I'll find myself scrolling through something and I'm like, do I want to like this? Because then it's going to change my entire For You page, and I feel like I'm going to have only this. And it's like, sometimes, do you find yourself doing that?
Yeah, sometimes I'll go back and I'll unlike something, because I specifically no hate to people that are like couples. I have also, I've been in a relationship for a long time now, but I really don't like getting on couples TikTok for some reason. It just really, I think there's a lot of inside jokes as well for people not liking couples TikTok. But I'll catch myself if I watch something too long as well. I will try to do something to throw it off by either searching another video that I'd like over that, just to make my For You page okay again.
I mean, it's interesting doing the research and trying to email guests to come on the show. My For You page is very specific, so I've been utilizing our the Inside the Tok TikTok page before we even created it, really, before we posted anything, and which we only posted a few days ago, but I've been using that to try to find other people. I've been using my girlfriends to try to find other types of people, because it's hard. There's my For You page is very filled with it's Harry Potter, and it's pop punk, because that's what I like.
Me too. I like pop punk too. Yeah. That's my For You page, definitely. Yep. Yeah,
that's all
I'll
me
look
too.
at other people's For You pages. Like I'll see what my boyfriend's watching, and it's completely different. It's like drones, and it's Volvos. Like, he loves cars, so he gets that kind of stuff, and just really random kind of comedy that I've never seen on the app before and I didn't know existed.
It's wild. It really is, like millions and millions and millions of videos constantly.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the one thing that TikTok really excels at is just their algorithm with figuring out what the hell you like.
Yeah.
They're so good at that.
I got a lot of Hamilton too.
And I feel like that's perfect for you. That's like the perfect thing for you.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
It's probably the best way to describe a person. You could just go look at their For You page and learn about them.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point.
Definitely.
I'm not single now, but if I were, maybe I'd just take a screenshot of my For You page and just be like, put it on my Bumble account and just be like, anyone who likes this likes me.
I have a very specific question, because you've been in a relationship for a while, but you have made cameos with David Dobrik.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Pictures of him, a cardboard cutout of him.
Which is just like such bad, like, oh my God. Especially with all the stuff that's happened now. It's always like, I actually don't quite know how that happened, but I had a friend that made me that cutout, and it's actually my body and his head.
Oh my God.
Wow.
We got really crafty with that, because we couldn't find the right picture to turn him in. It used to be a full-size cutout, and then it got turned into like half a body. But I just figured, since he had a lot of followers, I could also get followers by having him appear in my own videos.
Did it work?
Yeah. I got featured.
There you go.
The first one that I did got featured, and it was a great way to get people over to my YouTube too. Was to funnel people from TikTok to YouTube to check out the longer content.
Hey, that's a good way to do it then. Clearly.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite videos is the suspecting girlfriend. If we're going to stay in that realm of conversation, the suspecting girlfriend, I think for any guy or even any girl watching, is definitely relatable to, because it could be a suspecting boyfriend, it could be a suspecting girlfriend. It doesn't really matter. It's relatable, and it's hilarious, because it's like that happens.
Yeah.
It's jealousy, it's insecurity, it's whatever it is.
Have you experienced that? Not from you, but like, have you experienced like kind of like a suspecting boyfriend kind of situation?
Who are you
like,
texting?
Yeah, those are the worst.
No, not really. I can't think of that. Not with my current boyfriend.
Yeah.
No, I meant in like the past.
No. I
Good
don't
for
think
you.
so.
Good
but
for you.
I've had
you
somebody
pick good
that
ones.
was bad, but no, I don't. I've always been a trusty person. I don't know. Like, I trust people.
Yeah, you have to be. That's a non-toxic relationship.
Yeah.
So where did the inspiration come from, the suspecting girlfriend videos?
I don't know with that one, honestly. I'm not sure. Gosh. I wish that I could remember, because it's like you're bringing this up and I'm like, how old is that?
It's probably 2019, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty back
I feel
there,
like
I think.
that was such a different time, because I think that was in my old apartment too.
Well,
And
then,
I think,
let's talk about that. Yeah. Let's talk about how your comedy has changed over the years. How have you seen a change in your comedy and your audience over the years?
Totally. I think I started off with like I think I don't do as much dark comedy anymore. It was the Charlotte stuff, because that was working for me. But then I kind of got burnt out of doing that, and that was all people wanted to see. And it's really hard to make a transition on TikTok, because the algorithm wants you to kind of stick in your own lane and not do anything else.
Right.
And then I think I was trying to probably experiment with like a bunch of different ideas. And that's probably where the suspecting girlfriend stuff came, was when I was trying to move away from Charlotte, I bet.
Yeah.
Right.
And try to do kind of more like relatable stuff and kind of see what sticks. And then now I'm kind of going into like nostalgia. And I was doing a series that was doing really well was me trying to think about like what it would be like to be in school in the future and study.
Right.
Those did
I love
so
that
well.
one. Yeah. Those are very good. They're honestly, you describing 2020, it's like, first off, it's so relatable to like be living it right now and just like look back and almost like, even though we are living it right now, it was one hell of a year and it was long. And it's like, wow,
It's still
I can't
going.
believe
2020 is still going.
It's still going.
It's 2025 and it's still 2020. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like all these things happened, like, and it's amazing. Like you kind of highlight them. It's almost like you're creating a historical piece by talking about it.
That's kind of what I was trying to do with it. So I'm glad that you said that. That makes me feel good about that. And people made it so easy too, because then everybody would comment what they wanted me to film about next. And then I could it's when they got the reply with video feature, just changed everything as well. Like that just made everything better to be able to do that.
So one of the things you mentioned in one of those videos, was it 2050, I think, or something, just in the future, I don't know. But I hope kids say in 2050, I hope they remember Ratatouille, the musical, the TikTok musical. Yeah. Did you watch it?
No, I didn't. I just knew that was something that was big that everybody was talking about. And I kind of just wanted to like pull together a highlight reel as well of just 2020 in general. And I think people really appreciated that. And it was easy to, when I was also doing stuff about who people simped over or had crushes on, you would get every fandom fighting in the comments, and I just love that.
Oh my god, yeah, starting fights is fun.
but they're like nice fights. They're passionate.
I once started a really, really bad fight on a train in New York one time.
Really?
Yeah, I got these girls to start singing Christmas carols with us, and this other group of girls did not like that we were singing Christmas carols. So me and my friend stopped, but the other girls just kept going, and it was a full-out brawl on the train.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Over Christmas carols.
I'm pretty sure it was July, but that's all right.
Well, okay, I do want to pivot now that we kind of discussed going back into your TikToks and everything. I do want to talk about the Sour Patch Kids series because they are very funny. And first off, your rating for the TikTok for the Sour Patch Kids is actually perfect. Like you can't get any
colors.
better. Yeah, the different colors and you rating them. Obviously, red's going to be the best.
Yep.
And I feel like everybody agrees with that. I feel like your rating is spot on.
Not enough blue.
Yeah, not enough blue.
Not enough blue. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
are you a big Sour Patch Kids fan?
Yeah, huge. I think I remember I grew up with it before it became like a really popular candy. Not to sound like, I knew it before it was cool, but I really grew up on it. I don't remember a time that I wasn't eating them. And it actually used to taste a lot different too. It doesn't taste as good anymore.
I agree with that.
Yeah. But you can find different, like their original flavors. If you find like the Easter packs, like the smaller packs usually have like the old recipe, depending on where they're made. Or if you go to like Winco, I don't know if you guys have one of those stores, but in bulk. If you buy in bulk, usually you'll be able to find them.
I am loving this. I'm absolutely going to find that, and I'm going to get this bulk pack because I love Sour Patch Kids. I don't care till my mouth bleeds. I will eat them.
Yeah, that's how long I'll eat them until my mouth bleeds. That's
I think I've had it once.
Oh, get out of my house, dude.
What?
I don't eat sweets in general.
Neither do I. That's it.
Like
That's
even when I was a
one.
kid, I didn't really like it. But my girlfriend she definitely
gosh.
loves her Sour Patch Kids.
Oh man.
out.
And you know what? Nothing beats the original either. Yeah. Nothing beats the original flavors. They tried with the tropicals and like all the different
Everyone loves
flavors.
the watermelon though.
Yeah, but it's not the original.
I get sick of it if I eat too many of those. I feel like the flavor's not as good. They would only have the watermelon at the movie theaters here.
Gotcha.
You know what's really good? They have I think it's relatively new. They have the like 4th of July red, white, and blue one.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh,
is it?
Maddie, you have to try it. It's
okay,
it's
I haven't
honestly
tried it.
It's the best one since the original. And
Okay,
I'm a
that's
diehard fan. Like I don't talk about it unless it's the original, I will definitely boost up the red, white, and blue one. It is
All right.
fantastic.
You heard it here. You heard it here first, guys.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Sweet.
This episode's sponsored by Sour Patch Kids.
I wish. Oh man.
Yeah, that was my dream, was to be sponsored by Sour Patch Kids. Hoping
I can't believe they didn't.
No.
Yeah. They opened up
already-
a Sour Patch Kids store in Manhattan, and I'm dying to go.
Really?
A whole store of just Sour Patch Kids.
Okay. Done.
Yeah.
I'm going.
I'll see you there.
We'll meet you there.
I won't eat anything, but I'll see you there. So I want to talk about your life behind the scenes. So like, what's your background and everything?
I've lived in Portland like almost all my life, or outside of Portland in a suburb. And then went to college at University of Oregon for marketing, and then got into social media kind of randomly. It was kind of, blowing up as a job, and people were kind of more interested in it. And so I got my first job at a toy company,
Wow.
doing social media for them and kind of learning from that. And then seeing all these kids, making a lot of money from doing like unboxing videos and
Yeah.
content, learning about influencers. But that's what I do. It's social media. I'm social media. Anytime that I'm not working, I'm doing social media, and anytime I'm not doing social media on the side, I'm doing social media, which sounds like a lot, and it is. But that's, I work at 1 Second Every Day now, which is an app, and I am a senior social media manager there.
Oh, that's
Awesome.
incredible. Sorry. I want to talk about the toy company real quick, because is that where you got all those hands?
Yeah.
No, that was I think that was a big trend on Vine, and I always wanted those little tiny hands to make videos with.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I just bought them on Amazon for like $10. I think it was like $1.
When you had all of them on, like you were cracking up.
Yeah, the
like,
clap.
with the everybody clap your hands, and you're just like,
that was the one that got liked, that made me start getting followers.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was the one. I remember that.
another one of my favorite videos you had, and we can also talk about other things in your personal life, hobbies, and all that. But it's the thoughts that pop in your head when you're trying to go to sleep.
Oh yeah.
I think this was also in like 2019,
Yeah.
but it was like past failures, embarrassing moments from second grade, and scary movies, and that definitely is so relatable. I mean,
That's me every night. I feel like
I feel like scary movies I don't like to watch because they're scary, but I don't think about them ever. I feel like the past failures and like something embarrassing I did in second grade, 100%. Like I'll think about literally something I did in my second grade class and be like, why didn't I just do that? Oh, come on, man.
Oh, now I'm thinking of something now.
Yeah, I know, same.
Yeah.
That's what I do when I have to go on a long drive too. I'll start thinking of like really embarrassing moments. I'm like, why am I doing this right now? Why am I putting myself through this? I can't make it
man.
stop.
You can't. You had said that, and then I was like, and I just went on a whole rant in my head about things I did in second grade, and I'm like, why? Why did I do that? Ugh.
That's when you put on your favorite song in the car and you start singing along. Just
Yeah,
like
that's true. Try to get your mind off of it. Good point.
same thing I do in bed at night. I literally just sing a song in my head, and until I fall asleep.
Oh, you sing yourself to sleep.
I sing myself to
Interesting.
sleep.
You sing yourself. I didn't know that.
I didn't even. I never thought about it like that, but yeah, apparently I do.
Interesting.
I throw on the Calm app and I just listen to weird sounds.
So do I pay you for the therapy session, or?
I just think that's interesting that you sing to yourself in your sleep. I feel like I've gotten on to a part of TikTok where it's mostly common with girls, I think, growing up, is we'll tell ourselves a story to fall asleep. We'll imagine ourselves like as the main character in a movie.
Interesting.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
gotta try that.
It works.
What movie?
No, I mean anything. Usually it's not something that's like too intense, or like you wouldn't do a scary movie. That's not
Like
gonna help
Scream.
you fall asleep.
I love Scream. I would put myself in Scream. That'd be fun.
I'd never fall
Yeah.
asleep. Nothing that takes place in a house.
Are you a big horror movie fan or not really?
Yeah, I am. Big horror movie fan. Maybe
What's the
that's
movie?
Where,
What's the movie?
Ooh. I mean, I really like Hereditary. That's what sticks out in my mind.
Second guess. Who
Are you?
said, who
Yeah,
said
you're
that?
the second one to say that.
Oh, well,
Interesting.
it's good. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously.
I have to go watch
Awesome.
this.
Because
Yeah.
it was one of my favorite movies ever to see in a theater. The audience was awesome. Just
Oh,
people,
yeah.
You
like,
mean it wasn't
gasping
Twilight
and
New
stuff.
Moon?
No, it wasn't that. But that, is a close second, actually. But no, it's fun to go to scary movies with other people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mine is The Conjuring. I really love that. Especially
That's
the
a good
first
one
one.
too. Yeah.
The first one is, you know what?
Yeah.
It's like a modern day classic.
Oh, I actually saw
like.
that one. I just remembered.
Yeah. It's like a modern day classic to me.
Yeah.
You know?
Loved that one. I can't think of that many that I've seen recently to be able to name, but Hereditary is the big one. I think that's the last one that I saw in the theater. Yeah.
Did you rewatch it during the pandemic?
No, I didn't rewatch it during the pandemic, but the other one, and I don't know if this necessarily counts as a scary movie, but Parasite is another
Amazing.
one.
Oh, great
Yeah.
movie.
Absolutely
That was-
brilliant.
Yeah, that was the last one I saw in the theater before the pandemic.
Spoiler alert, it does get pretty, just if anyone's listening and haven't seen it, you should go see it because it's a great movie, but the ending is pretty horror filled, I think.
It's
pretty gory.
Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
There's something off the whole time. So that's
yeah.
the
It's
kind of movie
suspenseful.
that I like. Yeah, I like movies that something doesn't feel right the whole time that you're
Yeah.
watching it.
I agree.
I also just had a brain fart like you did before, and I had a question lined up. But so outside of obviously your work with social media and your work with social media, what do you do in your free time? What do you like to do? What are your hobbies?
Recently I play Fortnite a lot. It's
Very
kind of random.
nice. You're a gamer, huh?
Yeah, I used to kind of make fun of Fortnite because I didn't know how fun it was, and then now I'm screaming at kids while I play.
That's
it's pretty
amazing.
fun. That's one of my favorite things to do is clock off and go get angry at just children and it's so much fun. And some kids are just really fun because I play with randos and I'll also play with my boyfriend and some of my friends. But yeah, I like to play games. I feel like
Be
that's...
careful with those kids. You never know. There might be scary ass children.
Just keep calling them Charlotte. See what they do.
I've had some kids do some sus stuff on there.
Oh, talk about it.
Okay, so I have a corn costume or skin that I wear on there, and it's pretty rare. I've only seen one other person wear it, but my friends, we all bought the corn so that we could play as a corn squad. And when I was playing alone, it gets a lot of attention. Every kid that has a mic
sure
will
it
always
does.
comment on it. They're like, "Is that a corn?" And guys will be so mean. They're like, "It's so ugly. Look at it." And that's so mean. It gets me really mad right away for some reason. And then I've had other kids that will be talking, two friends will be playing with me, and they'll go, "Hey, we should kill the corn. We should kill it and sacrifice it."
Oh my
And then they'll
gosh.
just start laughing like little villains. It's so funny though. But I'm like, man, you guys are mean. But then I just won't revive them. I'll just leave them. Yeah.
I bought that game. I've never played it.
What?
Well, I bought it because my girlfriend wanted to get into it. I don't think she ever played it either.
Oh my gosh. I'm not a huge gamer myself, but it's a great game. I
it's
got
fun.
into Fortnite for probably a good 3 months where I just played it all the time.
Every day for me because I got into it not too long ago. I think it was February, and now I feel like I've slowed down a little bit. Yeah.
Was that your well, no, if it was just February. So what was your living through the quarantine, go to? What did you do? Because mine was movies. I love movies.
Yeah.
I'm a cinephile. I love music. I'm an audiophile. I love these things, so that's what I spent my time doing. What was your thing?
Yeah, I feel like it's just Netflix, and then I would try to read. I was pretty good about reading for a little bit, but then I feel like I just hopped into some mind-numbing Netflix shows. Right now, it's Love Island. Just the trashier,
Nice.
the better.
The Circle.
Oh, I love the
Love
circle.
the Circle.
I love
Would
the
love to be
Circle.
on the Circle. I think about all the
I hope you
time.
get on it.
That would be awesome.
You would be
love it.
great on the Circle.
But would you be yourself?
with your background?
I feel like I could actually do pretty well as myself. Because I
Yeah.
feel like I'm
Yeah.
a pretty, average human being, and I think that people overthink it when they go in there, and they think
Yeah.
that they need to be some model or something. And I actually think that people don't like that.
No.
They don't trust that at all. I think in the first season we saw that with the first person I think that got voted off was overthinking their
Yeah.
selfie.
And I think today 3 new episodes came out, so
Oh,
I'm gonna
yeah.
watch that tonight.
Wednesdays.
Binge the shit out of that.
Of course,
Yeah.
when we
Yeah.
release this, it'll definitely be over.
It'll be over. Yeah.
but But
they'll be starting on season 3 at that point.
we're gonna start the intro to this and be like, so this person won the circle.
Yeah.
Congratulations to them. We're gonna talk
Just
about it.
Maddie's gonna be letting us know that she's on the Circle season 3 by the time this comes out.
Yeah, I would hope so. It's the perfect game show to have during a pandemic. They were thinking ahead for sure.
Well, actually, speaking of the pandemic, since you started when it was Musically, and obviously things have grown, it turned into TikTok and all that. When the pandemic happened, did you notice that big change, like that big burst of people and the amount of people on there?
Yeah, I also just noticed my friends too being like, I like TikTok. And I was like, I've tried to get you on TikTok forever now. And now
That was me.
Hey, you like check out this thing called TikTok. Cool. No, I did notice it, especially for people that were a little bit older. So now it's easier to find other millennials. Definitely. I feel like it was definitely a kids app before, but now it's kind of evolved and you can find way more different people on there that you'd never would think or never thought that they had like the guts to post. I think there's a lot of people that didn't feel comfortable, and then they can see other people now and they're like, oh, I could do that too. I could just
I think that's one of the best things about it is that because of the algorithm, because of the people who are posting, because of the people who are going viral, there's something for everybody. And I think that a lot of people can see themselves in these TikTokers, and they're like, okay, I can try this too. Like I especially love the dads.
Yeah.
Who are like, my daughter won't let me in her TikTok video, so help me get this one up, and like everybody helps them.
Yeah, I feel like people are really welcoming. I don't think anybody expected people to welcome boomers with open arms, but they did. I think that it's been actually maybe more successful. Maybe on the Circle, I would come in as like somebody that's older too. I feel like they would like that. Like people.
Well, that guy on the Circle
I
right
love
now,
him.
I don't remember his name.
I love him.
My girlfriend,
Lee is his real name.
Lee.
Yeah.
My girlfriend and I talk about it all. Like we talked about it a few times. We feel like if he went in as himself, he might do better than. I mean, he's doing fine right now as of what I've seen last.
He just keeps crying.
But yeah, he
I
does.
know.
It's so cute.
He must have a big story.
But I feel like he would do. I feel like more people would gravitate towards him. Because right now he's been like staying in the middle of the pack. I feel like he'd be gravitated more if he was himself.
Yeah, I agree. I just think that it plays better to be yourself. I think you can see that with other people trying to lie. It doesn't really work very well. It's too hard. Yeah. It's not authentic enough.
Well, we mentioned like the TikTok world exploding before, and how like the pandemic really elevated TikTok and really, exploded on the scene with all these people coming on. What are there any TikTokers that you would want to collab with that is like your dream TikTok collab, or like anyone that you're just like, wow, this would be a really great combination for me?
I don't know if I
or
think
us
about, I feel like the people that I watch, I don't know if they would necessarily be a good combo with me, but the person that sticks out in my mind, I mean, I love Brittany Broski. Like, I just would want to be in the same room as her just to make something. And she doesn't have things that are scripted, but...
It's very funny you say that, because the person who said Hereditary also answered with this.
Yep.
Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah.
That's odd. Maybe there's like a similarity there. There's also, I watched this guy called PD USA.
I love him.
I just think he's magnificent. I think everything that he makes is awesome. And if I could... again, just even get in the same room and just know his process, I feel like would be amazing. But he doesn't collab with other people because he just makes videos with himself. And that's kind of the weird thing is like, I make videos with myself. So there's kind of a weird thing with collabing. Yeah. Well,
Petey, if you're listening to this, you should definitely collab with Maddie.
Yeah.
And you should come on our show. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah. He'd be a fun one.
Oh yeah. I just want to hear his process, just like yours. Like, because of the whole talking to yourself.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
it's a lot of
good at it. He's amazing at it.
There's another kid, Devin Palmer. I think he does like all the same things.
Yes, I know who that is. Yeah.
But yeah, it's amazing the stuff that you and these other TikTok comics can really create. I mean, like the worlds that you create.
I wonder if it's. I mean, for me, I don't have other friends that make TikTok, so I kind of just have to make them with myself, which sounds really lonely, but that just kind of ends up that way.
You know what? It works though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it works out, and it's a lot faster too. I can just crank them out. Yeah,
Definitely. Before we go, I mentioned it a little bit before, but I have to know about your Twilight obsession.
Okay. I have a whole like box of Twilight stuff, like a massive box. I've always been, I think that why I've been gravitating towards kind of fandom TikToks too is because of Twilight. I just love being a fan of things, and Twilight was one of the first things that I became a massive fan of and just dove right in. I think anybody at my high school growing up could have said that I was the biggest Twilight fan to exist. I think that was my personality, unfortunately, but I'm proud. And yeah, no, just love it. I've always loved it, and I love making videos about it and finding other people that also love Twilight. It's just
Jacob
really
or Edward?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
I'm always Edward now because I can't do like Jacob imprints on a baby. Like I can't get past it.
It was a little weird.
That was I didn't see
What?
that. It's the last movie, right?
Yeah.
I didn't see it, but I've like seen clips of that moment, and it's so weird.
It's so weird. I don't.
It's a weird thing that they
I
did.
was team Jacob because I always seem to vote for the underdog or like the friend or like the person that maybe they're not supposed to be with. But then I kind of later on in the books I was like, you know what? They're meant to be together. Like Edward and Bella. They're not the best characters. When I look back at Twilight, I'm like, all these people kind of suck as characters, but that's what makes it fun.
I will say, I think I also saw most of them, if not all of them, at the midnight showing as well.
Yeah, you got to do the midnight showing. That's fun.
I definitely wasn't a fan, but I enjoyed going and having a blast with people. I remember there was one time I dragged a friend of mine who also never read the books, didn't know anything about it, and they had a trailer before the movie for the Bratz movie. And
oh my god!
Literally, the Bratz trailer ended, and it was silent in the theater. And my friend just goes, "I can't wait!" The audience just lost it.
They probably loved that.
And I was like, "All right, I'm ready for New Moon," or whatever it was at that point.
I feel like people would always cheer and scream, and it's awesome. It's a fan experience. Love to be a part of that.
I have one more question before we go as well.
Yeah.
Not related to anything we're talking about. But you have we talked about your time span of like how you started more in dark comedy and stuff like that, and now you're kind of doing more like modern with like 2020 and all that stuff.
Nostalgic, she said.
Yeah, nostalgic. What is like your favorite type of video to do? Because you have the sketch comedies, you have like you do ones with movie quotes, you do ones that are kind of like musical. You know, like I feel like what is your favorite to do?
I think my favorite one to do is just anything that has to do with fandoms. I think it's so fun and it's easy for me. I just know so much about how fans work, and also I'm really excited to see the comments too. That it's actually I had a lot of fun making those videos for 2020. That was the most excited I had been in a while to make stuff, especially during the pandemic. I was like rushing to make one. I was so excited, and it was so easy. And I never have a script; like I just film stuff.
That's cool.
So those ones are the easiest ones too.
So do you ever feel like talk about that? Do you ever feel like you might be like a little burnt out? I mean, you've been doing TikTok for 5 years now.
Oh yeah, burnout comes in waves. It comes in waves, and the most brutal one was probably at the beginning of the pandemic when I was like locked inside, and everything. That was the hard thing about the switch to the pandemic was that everybody was making pandemic comedy, and I was kind of just over it. Like I just didn't want that to be the new normal, that we're just only going to joke about that stuff, and that's the only thing that we can kind of relate. It was fun for a bit, and then I was like, I don't even know how I can like fit myself in here. But then
I feel like that's. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, and then it just got easier trying to get to I got inspired by the 2020 thing, and then that helped. But I was journaling through the burnout and kind of remembering why I started and trying not to. I think burnout comes too with when you put out a video that you really like and it doesn't do as well as you thought it would.
Right.
And then you start to kind of doubt that, and then you play into the algorithm, and the more that you try to like beat the algorithm, the worse it feels. And so that's kind of where the waves come, is you just have to step back and be like, I don't care about that. It's really hard, but yeah.
Well, you talked about, TikTok being consumed by this world of, hey, let's talk about 2020 and the pandemic and everything. I feel like that's relatable in my modern life too, about like in my actual life where, all anyone really wants to talk about is the pandemic, and it's starting to wean a little bit, which is good. Yeah. But I feel like it's like, hey, when are we going to stop talking about this? Mm-hmm. Let's move on, or try to. It's important to acknowledge. Yeah. And I get that. And I don't want to stop talking about it completely, but like I feel like that's all I talk about with my friends. Like, well, this is crazy, the numbers are going up again.
Yeah, it's because that's all that's going on, and that's I think that also I was feeling burnout because I wasn't able to have a lot of human interactions with people, and that's where I get my inspiration is by just like chatting with people like right now, or just having a casual conversation over drinks. I feel like is a big thing, and then I'm pulling out my phone and like jotting down like moments from a conversation, and I don't think people are going to be done talking about it for a while, but it seems like I feel like I've seen a lot more like nostalgia content in general, because we're like, well, if we can't look into the future and like now, we're just going to look into the past, because we can all relate on that, and it's at least something a little bit different.
That makes total sense.
I mean, nostalgia sells in general. Like you give me anything from the 90s now, and I'm like, yes, I'm all for it. Here's my money. Yeah,
that's why I was doing like emo videos too, because again, I just like to, it's so fun to connect with like fans that are like that you're a fan of emo music, and you connect with other fans of emo music. Yeah.
I don't think I left that phase. I still write emo music.
It's still,
that's what I do.
It's still going. No, I loved that. That was really fun video too. Definitely.
Well, yeah. So, I mentioned before we started recording this podcast that we were going to ask you to try to come up with some sort of challenge for us to do on TikTok. And if you have something now, that's great. If not, we can always talk after. But we'll be doing something to promote your episode, and something fun and having to do with you.
Cool. I don't think I can think of anything at the top of my head, but where my mind is going, it has to do with like chickens, because I can do a chicken noise, and I want to see what your chicken noises are. So
oh my God, okay.
Like that's where it's, or what your impressions are in general.
I'm very intrigued.
Yeah, me too.
We say we're always game for anything.
Yeah.
So if it's chicken noises that you want, it's probably going to be chicken noises that you get.
You will get. Yeah. It's whatever. I mean, listen, it's the Maddie Kirby episode. Let's do what Maddie Kirby wants.
Okay.
So
sounds good.
Is there anything you want to plug?
No, just I'm Maddie Kirby everywhere. I'm Maddie Kirby on Instagram. I'm MADDIE.KIRBY on TikTok. You can follow me there. But that's
great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Maddie, thank you so much for coming on the show. We
Everyone
had a great
follow
time.
Her.
Yeah. Everybody follow me now.
Everybody follow
right now.
Yeah. And thank you so much for coming on. We had a really great time with you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I had a lot of fun talking about everything. You guys are awesome.
Thank you. This has been a Fall of the House production. Thanks so much for listening. We want to thank our audio engineer, David PK, our producer, Allison Sharkey, our social media manager, Katrina Knudsen, and our host, Anchor. Please make sure to follow us on all social media accounts at Inside the Tok, and that's TOK.